What's up everybody, Saint Riot here, today bringing you the hottest new Invader build. Stat spread everywhere, level 81, 25 strength, 25 dexterity, 40 vigor, 39 endurance, 21 vitality. This dude is shit. Really overpowered, it's really good shit. Let's get into it. What weapons are we using? We're going to use the Corvian Great Scythe. In case you guys haven't heard, this thing is the best. It is super great. Here you see me fighting a katana, running our one machine with the Evelyn, and I just shut him down. There's nothing he can do against this thing. On PlayStation, this thing is able to headshot for extra damage because of 30 FPS. But who needs 60 FPS? That's faster than a jet pilot can see. So, what other weapons are we using? Well, we're using the Crow Quills. These things are probably, if I had to rank them on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd put them at a solid 6. They are super fucking mediocre. But they remind me of a Bloodborne weapon because R1, R2, L1, and L2 all do different stuff with one weapon. And that's super, lame. No one wanted that. After Bloodborne, everybody wanted to go back to L1, makes you do a little wiggle dance, or block with a dagger. That's good shit. That's what everybody wanted. There you see me throwing the Crow Quills for 16 damage. This dude doesn't know what to fucking do about that. This thing is just too fucking mediocre. So, there he got me with his Great Lance. You can tell we're both on Solus's level when it comes to arena tryhard. We're both just doing it and doing it and doing it well. So you hear we're running around and we're doing the arena dance. It's very important. Whoever attacks first loses, sort of shit. But the Crow Quills, they're able to meet that meta demand. That's how strong these weapons are. I give them a solid to fair 6 out of 10. I give them 6 out of 10, maybe a 5, but probably a 6. I give them 10 out of 10 fashion souls. Really super fucking fashionable souls. Now, as far as weapons that are like this, you could use the Estoc if you wanted to. It would probably be better, maybe not for invasions, but this thing isn't that great for invasions either, but it is super fun. It's just not good with dealing with multiple people, but that's not all. Nope, we're out here, we're using this straight sword. Now, to be fair, and to be totally serious, this is a straight sword, so it has that going for it. Pair it with the shield, and it's fantastic. Pair it with a weapon art shield, and you can instantly go to the weapon arts. I, on the other hand, have to use the Kite Shield, aka the Drang Leg Shield, because it has parry and it fits my character's aesthetic. So, that's the one I went with. But this is not a great straight sword, in all seriousness, but it is a straight sword, which makes it really good. That is one of the more try-hard weapons. Here we go back to the Scythe. You guys can see R1 and R2 is a true combo, which means absolutely nothing other than it looks cool and does some damage. R1 is sometimes not a true combo with this weapon because it has a wonky tonk hitbox. However, I do like the wonky tonk hitbox. It has a little more range than it looks like it should have, which is kind of nice. It has the worst looking critical attacks in the game, so you do have to deal with that. That is one downside. Next swipe will give you hyper armor in case you never want to hit anything and not get interrupted while you do it. Decent weapon. I give it a solid 5.5. It gets around shields pretty well. We're also using the Corvian Great Knife. This is this is where OP goes to die. It has a critical modifier of 110, which is worse than almost every other dagger. It's super cool though, and the weapon art, I think, true combos into an R1. It's really fast, it has that going for it. And it looks all evil and stuff, which fits my character, who is a Blackguard, or Blackguard, if you will. So, it fits the aesthetic, so I like it, and I need to use it because it looks cool. And, this is a guy who wears the Untrue Darkring, for Christ's sakes. Katana-wise, typically I would use this for chase downs, but this one's like the shortest thing you've ever seen in your entire life. However, it has the word black in the name, so I have to use it. It still has a running R1, it still has a pretty fast R1, and it still has that thing, which is a great roll catch, and really good at closing distance between someone who's trying to lure you in with a spell or, a great sword or something like that. You can keep your distance and then move in. So, let's talk about this overpowered build. Here you can see this dude's so fucking terrified he tried to black crystal me out of his world. Sorry, but that's just not how it works. I see he's got a shield. and when he finally turns around to fight me after I've poked him for about half of his health, he's going to decide he wants to turn around and keep his shield up all the time, which means I should immediately switch to my scythe, because it can get around shields pretty well, right? Nice. Just a nice counter pick. Super good R1 there, did 204 damage. Probably the most overpowered damage you've ever seen in your entire life, unless you've seen any other weapon. So, you know, there's that. This build, though, it's unstoppable. It's really so mediocre that it's just entirely unbeatable. This is an unbeatable, mediocre, totally beatable, not OP build at all, and there's no hate mail in this video. So, you know, do with that information what you will, folks. Here comes the memes. The filthy Frank guy, and this needs to stop. There, nailed it. Alright, this guy's name was Guts, so I went with a straight sword. I can even two-hand it and use the weapon art because I'll still probably be faster than a great sword. Also, you know, I've got this huge snake guy backing me up, which that's nothing to scoff at. Now, worst case scenario, I'm going to switch back to my sword and board. I'm still going to be faster than him. I'm actually going to be even more faster than him now. And I can parry his rolling R1s that are inevitably going to start flying when he gets pissed and decides he's never going to hit me with an ultra great sword. Especially while there's a giant snake man in the world hanging out. Dark Souls 3. He does manage to get me, however I get him with a backstab that does all of 485 damage. Get the fuck out of here, so overpowered. That weapon art is a really nice chase down. It moves forward in a large lunge, however it has shit tracking, so if they roll any direction other than straight, you're probably going to miss. But it does serve a purpose. This guy, he knows what the fuck is up. Look at this dude. Kevin, let's all give Kevin a huge round of applause right now. Hashtag Kevin rules. Hashtag Kevin is the best. Hashtag Kevin knows what's up. Kevin sees this build and he's like, that is a mediocre fucking build, and the guy's wearing the untrue dark ring. I better just disco fucking necked. That's how scared Kevin was of my build. That's how good it is. Mediocre. Bad. Not good at all. Great. Now, basically what you're seeing here is a lot of me counterpicking. I'll start a fight off. Either I'll go into the fight with the crow quills, or I'll go into the fight with a Black Knight sword. I didn't show that off in the arena, but the Black Knight sword is kind of my try-hard-ish weapon of choice on this build. In the arena, it's kind of shit, but in an invasion, you know, you've got a pretty good move set. It's not too slow. You get the benefit of hyper armor. In an invasion, Black Knight Greatsword is good. It's a good weapon. Here's a great weapon for any invasion build, and I'm being serious right now. The Great Bow. Any Great Bow you can get on a character, plus the Obscuring Ring, makes people move, that's the best thing an invasion build can do, is make people want to move. I always recommend shoot phantoms if you can over the host, because a host has more Estus than a phantom has. So a phantom will feel pressure faster than a host will. If you make a host burn 2 or 3 Estus with a Great Bow, that's really not that big of a deal. If you make a phantom burn 1 or 2 Estus because of a Great Bow, suddenly he has to start thinking about how much longer am I going to be in this world. He'll want to move. He'll want to make progress, or at least attempt to. Great Bow, Obscuring Ring, that is an invasion build. That was a botched backstab right there, is what you just witnessed. This guy, actually, pretty good fight. He comes out swinging, using his hyper armor to his advantage to get out of my combo, which was nice. Well played. Most people would have tried to roll, which is why that R2 came out. If I had used an R1, I could have maybe interrupted his hyper armor. But he's so worried. Oh, look at that kick into R1, taking that extra damage. It's not counter damage, it's some other kind of damage. Anyway, this guy's so worried about hitting me that he should have backed off and healed right there. He didn't. He died. It's not counter damage. What is that called? When you're like off balance, the off balance damage you take? I don't know what it's called. Anyway, he's dead now. We can switch back to the Crow Quills. It's just a 1v1. So we can look fashionable while we kill this guy. And looking fashionable, fashion, this is 12 out of 10 fashion right here. I'm pretending to be a bird. So that's pretty fucking impressive. I mean, that's fucking OP as fuck. Being a bird, OP as hell, y'all. With hate mail. There's no hate mail, but there could be, but there's not. I didn't get any hate mail because I'm not a person who derives pleasure from other people's misfortune. Maybe I'm a sociopath and I'm just not impressed by emotions. You know, that's what my shrink seems to think. Or maybe, you know, maybe I'm slightly autistic and I just don't register other people's emotions. You know, maybe I've got fucking Asperger's. Maybe I'm just a, you know, standard individual who's well-adjusted. It could be any of the three. I'll let you pick.
I'll let you decide.
Anyway, GG to my opponent. Sorry I hit you with my super overpowered, mediocre, not that great build. With hate mail. There's no hate mail. So, now, I see an overleveled Phantom. We're going to go a little more try-hard. I'm using the Hornet Ring. Especially, sorcerers ain't nothing to fuck with anyway in an invasion. Overleveled sorcerers especially so. This is one of the most efficient overleveled builds you can have as a spellcaster. Because, hear me out, the matchmaking system, when it scales you down, it doesn't take away any of your attunement slots, right? So what did you lose? Some damage? And you're... Okay, that just means you're going to be doing damage that's more in line with the damage I should be taking anyway. That doesn't help me any. I'm still taking damage from a wizard. That still sucks. If I was going to make an overleveled person, I'd give them a lot of spell slots, and I would give them a lot of vitality, so that they could have a lot of poise, and I would make them use a hyper armor weapon. That would be the most efficient, I think, overleveled Phantom. Maybe like a Moonlight Greatsword Havel with a shit ton of spells. That's how I would play it. I'm not implying, by the way, that this person is super overleveled. I'm not implying they've done anything wrong, because they haven't. They're probably just level 125, to be totally honest with you, because all this is taking place at level 81. Odds are, this is just a level 125 dude helping out a level 81. That's no big deal. I'm just saying what I would do if I was going to play like an absolute fucking scrub and have a level, 600 character or whatever the fuck. But, again, I'm not implying that this wizard has done that. This wizard seems to be perfectly reasonable. Like, all of these things would fit on a level 125 character, so, again, not hating. But, we are a little try-hard, like I said. We got the Hornet Ring. I don't play around with wizards. I especially don't play around with overleveled wizards. So I've got the Hornet Ring on. Here's why. Oh my god, 500 damage on a Hornet Ring backstab? Are you serious? This is the most overpowered, not overpowered, crazy build of all time. Not crazy, mediocre. With hate mail. There's no hate mail. There's no hate mail in this video. Now, the weapon art R1 is a true combo, R1, which is 4 hits, and then that chase down works pretty well. Again, this is a straight sword. You do need to respect it, even if it's not the best straight sword. I should have switched to the Corvian Dagger right about there. I should switch to the Corvian Dagger at this point and finish this person off, but I didn't. It would have made a much better video if I had, because you would have seen how overpowered the Corvian Great Knife is. It's not at all. With hate mail, there's no hate mail. So, sometimes I'll spawn in with my Black Knight Greatsword, just because I like to have that option to immediately go try hard right off the bat. Now this guy, you know what I mean, he's solo host, I don't need to go try hard on him. I'll get rid of the Black Knight Greatsword, I'll go back to the Crow Quills, and there you go. But if you want to play with a build like this, where you want to play with fun weapons, keep a good weapon on you, and if you can use the fun weapon, use the fun weapon. If you have to use the try hard shit, you can spawn in with it. Just this guy had the misfortune of me spawning basically on his nutsack. Misfortune? Please, baby. There's the R1 into L1 true combo, and there you see me do the kick, which is like a little jab with the rapier. I love that. It's beautiful looking. It's super fucking awesome. It looks 10 out of 10. It's way overpowered. Not overpowered at all. It's probably pretty mediocre. Yeah, but with hate mail, there's no hate mail. So, in this world, there's a blue right off the bat, so I don't feel bad about sticking with the Greatsword against this Phantom who tried to trick me with an arrow on the ladder. I'm also unsure of whether or not they're going to try and gank me, or if they're going to let this be like a one-on-one with the Phantom. I got no issue with doing a dual one-on-one with the Phantom, because he's at a 30% health disadvantage, just like I am. No big deal. However, he is a little laggy, which kind of sucks, but, whatever. You can just kind of get over that. It's not like that lag is going to make him hit me with a fully charged R2 or anything. I'm not mad. I'm not salty at all. I am mad, and I am fucking salty. With hate mail. There's no hate mail. Now, here comes the blue. The host starts doing weird shit. There is another invader in this world, so I'm like, I don't know what's happening. So I've got the silver cat ring in case I need to make like a really quick exit. But I'm still trying not to heal, but also keep my eye on that host. Here I see the pink show up, which means maybe he'll have a duel with the host. That's what looks like is happening. I've switched to the Corvian dagger. I'm fairly confident I can finish this guy off with this weapon. It's much faster than his weapon. You know, if he hits me twice, I'm dead anyway, so what's it matter? Just use the Corvian Great Knife. If I can hit him twice with a really fast weapon, I'll win. It's about this time that the blue finds his way up here, and he has no, you know, there's just total disregard for the honor duels that are happening. So, yeah, now both blues are here. I switch back to the, Silver Cat Ring. I go ahead and drink Estus to signify that this is no longer an honor thing. This is now a full-blown invasion. The blue jumps down, not wearing the Silver Cat Ring because, you know, lol, blues. Here comes another blue, also going to drop down, not wearing the Silver Cat Ring because, again, lol, blues. They almost kill me here by body checking me and just R1 spamming into my whole entire anus and just turning my butthole into sloppy Joe meat. Which, you know, well played. I should have used Perseverance to get out of that, but hindsight's 20/20. Wasn't thinking of that, just panicking at the time. However, again, the blue drops down. No Silver Cat Ring, because he's not a genius. No, he actually died because my weapons are so fucking good, and this build is so overpowered. It's not overpowered at all. But there's hate mail. There's no hate mail. Now, this blue is he's using the Chaos Katana, and he's using a Katana, so that means Sword and Board. Sword and Board beats Katana. Actually, just the board part. Replace the sword with whatever you want. You'll probably do pretty good against a Katana. I need to figure out, like, that R1, it doesn't break roll poise. Look at this. Very well done parry by my opponent. I was circling around for the backstab, waiting for the preemptive parry, and I was going to punish it. He did not preemptive parry. He actually parried on time. I can also parry on time. Oh my fucking god. Did you guys see all that damage I just did? This is overpowered as fuck. It's not. It's mediocre. Like, at best. Average. Not very good. It's like a D+ student. You know what I mean? Like, this build is just not that great at all. You could do so much better. You could do so much better. Again, the parry shield comes out, so I know I need to be wary of the parry. Be wary the parry. Ah, it rhymes. Whew. So I'm wary of the parry. The backstab gets hairy. I hit him with the Nair Bomb. But to his credit, look at him keeping his fucking cool. He goes for the burrito combo. Unfortunately, he didn't get it. He must have been in his inventory right there. I can think of no other reason that would have hit him. Had to have been in his inventory. Anyway, well played, GG Blue. You just never stood a chance against a build this good. Again, it's not. It's really, really not that great. If you wanted to, you could do a build like this, and you could go full sharp, full decks, have like, you know, 40 decks on this build. It'd probably be, you know, really good then. But it wouldn't have. Look at this. Come on, get off it, dude. It wouldn't have the flavor that I've given it. I hope you've enjoyed this in-depth look at my not very good, great fucking OP, not OP at all, pretty much mediocre, middle of the road kind of shit build with hate mail. There's no hate mail. Later, y'all.